Hi everyone, it's Gary Sivs here and welcome to our latest video where I am joined again by Mackay, and also joining us today is Blair White, and we're going to be taking a look at each of the races of the festival, a bit of a mid-season preview if you like on what our thoughts are at the minute. As you know, us three guys put some anti-post bets up. We might not have a bet in each of the races yet. In fact, there'll be a lot of races where we don't have, but we're just going to give our opinions and thoughts on what each of the main races of the festival and where they're at the minute, and just take a look at things in general. Happy to be joined by both of these lads, two lads I've got a lot of time for. How are we doing, Andrew, Mark? You both all right?
Yeah, very good, Gary. Really looking forward to this.
Yeah, should be a good one. We'll crack straight on. We're going to do an individual video for each of the races, trying to keep them to probably under 10 minutes if we can. Odd one might run over. And we're going to start with Tuesday and start with the Supreme and work our way through the main races. So yeah, we've got the Supreme Novices Hurdle to start with on the Tuesday. Infamous for the old Cheltenham roar that we might not be getting this year. It might be a very silent one this year. And we'll come over to you, Andrew. Start us off with where you are with this race at the minute. Yeah,
haven't had a bet in the race. I backed Dusart probably a month or two ago, and that's already down the bin. I think Appreciated's a very solid favourite. He brings a very good level of form to the table. I think he was probably the best horse in the champion bumper last year. Just got kind of pickpocketed with a furlong to go. Fernie Hollow's not around. Can't have Metier at all. I think the form of that Sandown race isn't up to too much. I know he's very impressive. I'd actually be more intrigued by Harry Fry's other horse, Boot Hill. I know they've had a little setback with him. I think he's quite a good horse. But I think Appreciated at this stage, being 9-4 non-runner no bet with some firms, you know, you could easily make a case that that's not a bad price. Actually, considering he certainly will run in the race, and he'd be shorter on the day, I think. If you were to look for something more at a price, I wouldn't give up on Ballyadam at 14. I think they've had a bit of an overreaction. Gordon's horses didn't run well all of Christmas. He was one of them. I'd certainly give him another go. The only problem is his jumping. If he brushed up his jumping, he could run into a place in the Supreme. But I don't think the English form is up to a whole pile. I don't think the likes of Third Time Lucky and stuff are good enough. So I'd say that the favourite Appreciated is probably hard enough to beat.
Yeah, okay. Certainly a very worthy favourite, I think, at the minute. Mark, where are you with this one? I'll come to you before me on.
Well, I worry about Appreciated myself. I just thought he got done for speed in the bumper. And I'm wondering if he's going to get done for speed again. I don't believe he was their Supreme horse at the start of the season. I always believed he'd be their Ballymore horse. And because Fernie Hollow's out the race, they sort of substituted him in. I think he could be vulnerable. I'm looking at Boot Hill as well. I think we've not seen the best of him yet. He's a big price. And the other one I'd put into the mix, and I know Appreciated thrashed him, but Kescon Risk's stable were completely out of form at Christmas. He's a huge outsider, but I think he's a lot better than that third that he put in the future champion. So I wondered if maybe Nicky's got a couple to come out yet as well. Last season we didn't really see Shiskin winning until in January, so I'm not convinced we've seen the winner yet, but I'd be slightly against Appreciated at the shorter price. Just on, will something nick him late on like Fernie Hollow did last year? But at the moment, I don't have a bet either.
Well, for myself, echoing a little bit of what both of you said, I do think that Appreciate is obviously the rightful favourite right now. But when you go through the Supreme and a few of the novice races, the novice hurdle races, you've got to be very careful at jumping to conclusions. You've just said there about not seeing Shiskin till like this time last year. I think we'd only seen him run the once. Only 2 starting price favourites have won this race in the last 20 years. Now that was a big stat that interested me. You always find something coming to the fore quite late on, I like the look. Probably being swayed a little bit by what happened with Shishkin last year. Same colours, same trainer. The Leclerc's article, 25 to 1 at the minute. I haven't had a bet yet. I might do. I'm not sure whether I'm going to wait for him to run again. I thought his first run was very, very impressive. Similar thing to Shishkin. We've only seen him the once so far. Bound to see him another once or twice before the festival, but I think Appreciate It could well be one of them horses that goes there as a red hot favourite, and something that's maybe only run a couple of times comes and turns him over. Like Mark said, I would like to have seen him in the Ballymore, I think. I just think it would have been a better race for him. I think it would. I just think, like Mark said, I think they were intending for him to go there. And at a price, Leclerc's article for me is the one. I've looked down through the others in and around. I'm not a big fan of Metier. I agree with Andrew on that one. There's a few in there. French Sale's surely going to go to the Triumph. Not a massive fan of Third Time Lucky. Ballyadam, I'm not so sure on. I don't know whether I'd have to see him go out and do something impressive before I was willing to back him. But if somebody stuck 20 quid in my hand now and said put it on a horse right now, it would be Leclerc's article. Yeah, like I say, the favourite side of things massive for me in this. You go down. I was looking right back through all the years, and I mean, you look last year. Shishkin we'd only seen once. Chantry House was obviously third, and we'd only seen him once by this time as well. So it is one. Don't go ploughing your money into those at the top of the market. Just a bit too early on it. Anything else to add, lads, on the Champion Hurdle before we move on?
I just think they're probably going with Appreciated for this race. I do understand that he's probably going to go to the Ballymore. I just think at the moment the Ballymore looks a stronger race. I think the likes of Brave Man's Game, Bob Ollinger, maybe Blue Lord, Gallard and Manil, there looks an awful lot of depth in that race. And the fact that Metier is 6 to 1 in this race would indicate there's not a lot of depth at the moment. I do understand, as you said, something could well come from left field, but something needs to come from left field because at the moment it looks a pretty windy race, depth-wise, like I said.
Yeah, like I say, he's certainly the rightful favourite at the minute, isn't he? I don't think anybody can argue that. And I'm not saying he's going to go to the Ballymore. I'd like to see him there, but I think it's 99% sure he'll be in this race now. But yeah, I would just advise people not to go ploughing the money in too early. All right, well, we will knock this video on the head, and we will move on to the Arkle very shortly. So I will catch you boys in just a minute.